Hello, welcome to Disney Talk Tuesday. My name is Daniela and I am so excited to be here tonight with you guys comparing two very old classic movies. So pretty excited to dive into that. First of all, let me see and make sure that I am live. So give me one moment. Let me go ahead and pull up the chat to see if it is connecting or not, because I know we had a lot of trouble last week. So just want to make sure that everything's working. Okay, great. Sweet. Looks like it's working. Welcome in, Nora Wickless. Good to see you here. Miguel, my husband, is here. RVing to Disney. Thank goodness no angry animators on this episode. Love it. That's awesome. Great hashtag. Kathleen Robinson, welcome in. Good to see you here. Zippity Doodad. What is going on, Patrick? Good to see you here. Steve's Road is here. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you all so much for being here tonight and joining me. If you can, please hit that like button. It really helps out our videos when you do so. So tonight, we're going to be comparing Pinocchio and Alice in Wonderland. So at first glance, these movies may seem very different to you. And in a deeper sense, they actually are. They're super different. I don't know what I was doing. I just put them together. I really want to get Alice in Wonderland up there. And really, like, Alice in Wonderland is just such a trippy movie. Really, it's like crazy. And the only other movie that someone made a point, a good friend of mine made a point that was a little on the trippy side as well as Pinocchio, particularly on Pleasure Island. So that's mainly why they're going against each other tonight. Also, I just want to get Alice in Wonderland out of the way because I didn't know who to pair this one with. Okay, anyways. Welcome in, Randy. Good to see you here. Alice in Wonderland is whimsical, colorful, and ridiculous in a good way. It's almost as if the creator overheard a child describing his or her dream and decided to make a movie out of it. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love that perspective on that RVing to Disney. I had a really hard time seeing it through those eyes. Welcome in, Stacy Rogers. Good to see you. So if you're new here, let me go ahead and talk about how we do our Disney Talk Tuesday movie comparisons. We go through each of the movies and we compare 5 categories. First category being the storyline, theming, originality, the message, which movie has the better of that. The second category is songs. Me personally, I prefer songs that are more catchy, that I'll be singing anytime throughout the day or week, but also songs that are more just superb musically. So that's the second category. Our third category is animation and awards, which movie has more animation, more colors, just more beauty in it, but also took more skill or complex to make it. And then which one has the more prestigious awards. Villains, which villain is more evil or more better developed or has a better backstory. It's our fourth category. And then our final category, we will compare supporting characters, which characters add more depth to the film, and which characters have more engagement with the main character in the overall film. Which film would suffer if the supporting characters weren't in it. So that's kind of how we go through comparing each of the videos, or each of the movies. And then what I wanted to share with you guys is throughout the day yesterday, I usually do a poll on Instagram, seeing what people think regarding the 2 movies that we're about to do. So on Instagram, I had 3 questions. My first question was, did you love Pinocchio or did you think it was just okay for its time? Had 78% of people say that they loved Pinocchio. 22% of the people said that they thought it was okay for its time. All right. Alice in Wonderland, I put, did you think it was trippy but good? Or are you still confused? You got 44% of people thought that it was trippy but good, so a positive note. But 56% people thought it was, they're still confused, as I would put it. So more on the negative side there. So, and the third question that I asked was, which one is better? 40% of people chose Alice in Wonderland and 60% of people chose Pinocchio. So thought those are interesting stats. A lot of times these nights go different than my Instagram stats, so we'll see what ends up happening. as far as I believe there are a few people that came in here at the end. Let me catch up. Welcome in, Meg. Mickey's Magic. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Welcome in, Dare to Disney. Awesome. Good to see you guys here. So let's cut right to it. Let's talk about theming. Let's talk about message. Let's talk about the storyline, originality. What did you like of each movie? Which one do you think has the better storyline overall? Pinocchio or Alice in Wonderland? And those who are Alice in Wonderland fans, I'll really need your help tonight because I actually have never seen Alice in Wonderland until literally today. I saw it earlier today and I didn't even get to see the ending before I had to go to work. But I'm pretty sure she wakes up from her dream. Is that the ending? Anyways, so if you're an Alice in Wonderland fan and you love the movie, we're gonna really need you tonight in the chat to really pull for Alice in Wonderland because I'm a bit biased. I grew up on Pinocchio. I love Pinocchio. I think it's amazing. It's got great pizza at Walt Disney World. Never been on the Pinocchio ride in Disneyland, but I'd love to do it. Anyways, welcome in Nathan Rita. Good to see you here. And welcome in Lorena Zapata. Good to see you here. So yeah, let's talk about theming. So Alice in Wonderland. I really liked what RV Into Disney said about Alice in Wonderland, so I'm going to repeat what they said. They said Alice in Wonderland is whimsical, colorful, and ridiculous in a good way. It's almost as if the creator overheard a child describing his or her dream and decided to make a movie out of it. Really interesting. I really like that perspective. I had a hard time. I think that maybe, and I could be wrong, maybe if I would have grown up with Alice in Wonderland, maybe from a kid's perspective, maybe I would have enjoyed it more. Maybe I would have not been so hung up with what's the purpose, like what's the main message, what's the theme. Like it was a little all over the place for me, and I guess that's kind of what's interesting about Alice in Wonderland for a lot of people, hence Wonderland. But I was not able to really understand the message behind Alice in Wonderland. So if someone gets it, I'd really appreciate it. Whereas Pinocchio, like, I think there's a lot there. In Pinocchio, there's, wanting to be a real boy, following Pinocchio's journey into making the wrong decisions and, lying and not doing the right thing, and then learning, coming back, around. So there's a little bit more of a message, more of a theme there for me that kind of makes sense because it's like A to B, I get it. Where Alice in Wonderland, I gotta admit, was really hard for me. Oh wait, are we talking about a moral theme or theming? Yeah, good question. I guess I've always been thinking about more of a moral theming. So, what's the message behind the movie? Like the underlying message that you're walking away from it, type of thing. Welcome in, Hollie. Good to see you. Who else is here? Awesome Epic Adventures. Good to see you here. All right. Hello, what Disney like for me? And everyone, my 2 cents. I liked Alice in Wonderland more than Pinocchio. Both great films, though. Awesome Epic Adventures. I would love to hear more. What is it about Alice in Wonderland that enticed you or that you really enjoyed and that caused you to like it more than Pinocchio? I'm just interested to hear everyone's thoughts behind this, I really want to understand it. I was really hoping that Corey Fiasco would come on at some point and defend Alice in Wonderland for me so I could hear everyone's perspective here. Norrell Wickless. I think Pinocchio has a better story because Pinocchio shows bravery and care for his father when he was turned into a boy. It shows a lot of life lessons. Yeah, I would totally agree with that with Pinocchio, Nora. I definitely agree. Megan says, oh, Alice in Wonderland basically has no theme to me. Yeah, that's what I'm finding. Am I wrong? Did I miss it? It's just everywhere. It's like kind of all over the place. So it's interesting. I don't know. I'd love to hear some of your guys' thoughts on that one and where you land. Hollie, I'm sure you have some thoughts there. Like a moral theme? Nope. But theming 100% Alice. What do you mean by that? Megan, can you elaborate a little bit more of the difference, what you mean strictly with theming? Like, do you mean like just like the animation portion of it? Timothy, have you ever read Alice in Wonderland? It's supposed to be nonsense. I've not ever read Alice in Wonderland, and I admitted that today was the first time I had ever watched the movie, so I didn't really get it. But maybe if I would have read the books, it would have been something that's nostalgic and that you would have appreciated, but I really didn't get it. And it was interesting because I was watching it with Alex, my 4-year-old, and he wasn't really intrigued by it himself. He was more like not understanding what was going on. And I was like, dude, I don't understand either. And we kind of just laughed at not understanding what was going to happen next. And maybe that's the beauty of the film. That's what I don't. And that's what I'm trying to find out here. What do the fans think of Alice in Wonderland? What is it that draws you to it? Welcome in, Melissa. Good to see you here. We are talking about theming. And I'm really trying to understand Alice in Wonderland's fans. What is it that they like about Alice in Wonderland? Like, if we are talking about bringing the world to us, especially at the parts, it's incredible. Ah, yes, I see what you mean, the theming. Yeah, no, I think when it comes, I always think about storyline more so, and message when I think about this first category, not so much theming. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland definitely draws you into a whole nother world. That's for sure. So it does do that excellently. Let's see. Pinocchio, that's my pick. What's the category? Yes, we're still in the first category. Well, welcome in, you guys. Who else is... I asked Alex, did you like it? He said, not so much. Yeah, Alex didn't really care for it. So it was interesting. I read Alice in Wonderland. It was basically the same. Weird story with no moral. I think the moral is to not write a book while on drugs. Hollie. That was great. Comment of the night. Oh my gosh. Pinocchio was a dark and scared me as a child. When I watched it back as an adult, it was actually very spiritual. Not to get religious on you all. It's so interesting. Yeah, I remember as a kid just being intrigued by Pinocchio and really confused by the Pleasure Island part, but you know, you get it eventually. I just like the movie more for some reason, and I guess I never got introduced to Alice in Wonderland when I was younger. The books are logical brilliance through complete silliness. That's so interesting. It's really interesting perspective, Timothy. Melissa, not a big fan of either movie, actually. Interesting, Melissa. Megan, welcome in, Donna. Good to see you here. Megan, I think he suffered with chronic migraines and triggered hallucinations, but that's just secondhand what I heard. Interesting. Stacy Rogers, I think the only theme to Alice in Wonderland is that the author was higher than a kite when he wrote the book. Oh no. Won't be able to make Tuesday night streams again at 8. Oh no, for Mouse Talks. Do you have class? Megan. Awesome epic adventures. I grew up watching Alice and loved the adventure as a kid. It seemed fun. But watching as an adult, I kind of see all the adult drug references and stuff. I think it's about growing up and the loss of childhood innocence. Interesting. I actually really enjoyed that take on it. The growing up and the loss of a childhood innocence. Very interesting. Cool. I think I could go somewhere with that. Thank you. Awesome epic adventures. Welcome in, Mr. Fulton Miraz. Alright, you guys. Let's go ahead and vote now. Which movie do you think has the better storyline and message behind it, and even theming, if you want to go there as well? Pinocchio or Alice in Wonderland? Randy says, I personally enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Wonderland more than the cartoon Alice in Wonderland. I don't think I ever made it that far in Once Upon a Time. It must have came in the last 2 or 3 seasons. But I really did enjoy Once Upon a Time. It was a lot of fun. Okay, we're voting. Let me get my pen. I vote Hercules. But I guess Pinocchio if between these two. That's hilarious. Corey will not be happy with you, Meg. Nora going for Pinocchio. Stacy going for Pinocchio. RVing to Disney going for Pinocchio. Steve's World going for Pinocchio. Miguel going for Pinocchio. Donna, Randy, Hollie. Hollie says, I guess. That's hilarious. Storyline, say Alice in Wonderland. Message, I say Pinocchio. Storyline, you say Alice in Wonderland. Message, I say Pinocchio. So I pick Pinocchio. Interesting, Mouse Talk. Very interesting. Wish I could have you on so you can talk more about that. Neither the movie nor the film have intentional drug references. That's all modern interpretation. Really interesting that's modern interpretation. Pinocchio for Dare to Disney. Home on the Range for Timothy. That's a good point. Well, I like the storyline better of Alice, even though it makes no sense. It's so hilarious. Haven't seen it, but I'll say Pinocchio. Welcome in. Team at CVG Racks. Awesome. Rocks. Okay, so that's it. Pinocchio wins that one. That was interesting for sure. So song-wise, you have a lot of fun songs in Alice in Wonderland, which was really interesting. I feel like there was a lot of wittiness in the songs and in creating them. So like one of the first songs that are in the movie is The Walrus and the Carpenter, which is an interesting story, confusing. Confused Alex for sure, but it was an interesting story. The Golden Afternoon song, the Unbirthday song, which is a really good one, and then Painting the Roses Red towards the end. And I don't know, I'm probably missing a few along the way. Let's see. But yeah, that's all I can think of for Alice in Wonderland, this is really hard because like Pinocchio has like an iconic When You Wish Upon a Star song. You can't really go against that. So this is a hard category, I think. I'm interested more probably in the villains and maybe supporting characters to see what you guys think there. But for songs, I feel like Pinocchio's probably going to take this one pretty easily. I know Walt's answer for the songs category. Oh, really? But yeah, so Pinocchio has When You Wish Upon a Star, Let Your Conscience Be Your Guide, and Hi Diddly Dee, and of course the famous I've Got No Strings. Stromboli is one of the worst villains. Really? That's interesting. Why do you think that, Meg? Actually, save it. We're almost there. One more category before villains, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts there on Stromboli being the worst villain. So let's go ahead and vote for songs. I think this is going to be kind of real easy. When You Wish Upon a Star, mic drop, killed it. Yes, Mouse Talk, for sure. This is going to be it's hard really to put Pinocchio songs against something like Alice in Wonderland that probably would have had, I don't know, go against like Aladdin songs. Okay, so we have Pinocchio. Pinocchio all the way for Nora. Randy going with Pinocchio. RVing to Disney going with Alice in Wonderland. Donna going with Pinocchio. Timothy going with Pinocchio. I'm constantly singing the Unbirthday song, so Hollie's going with Alice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Gotta say Pinocchio for the music. Awesome epic adventures. Why not Hercules songs? Are we still siding with Aladdin? Do you think Go the Distance would be When You Wish Upon a Star? Do you think Go the Distance would be When You Wish Upon a Star? I don't know. I have a feeling that A Whole New World has a better chance against When You Wish Upon a Star than Go the Distance. Just my opinion. I don't know. Okay. We have quite a few for Pinocchio here. Pinocchio is definitely winning the songs category. Welcome in, Downscale. Good to see you. Yep, I think so. Hercules has great music. Now I'm interested. What do you really think? Now I feel like I have to redo Hercules versus Aladdin. Pinocchio has to win with music. Yes, thank you. Awesome epic adventures. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. I don't know. If I redo it, it's gotta be with Meg on the stream. Go the Distance is my all-time favorite song from a Disney film. I didn't like either of these movies, says Lasercat. Interesting. Welcome in, Lasercat. Megan, we got it right the first time. We got it right the first time. Nice. Wow, all-time favorite is Go the Distance. That's interesting. I'm wondering for bracket songs, like doing those songs against each other, what would actually win instead of doing like the whole bracket, but actually just putting songs against each other like that. I love to see Meg take it on with Miguel. Where were the Hercules fans before? Not here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Pinocchio won the songs category. Moving on to awards and animation. Aladdin for the win. Mine is Mulan. I'll make a man out of you. Wow. Miguel and I differ so greatly on things. Indeed. Y'all do. Yeah, I feel like we need just a massive Hercules versus Aladdin group debate live Google Hangouts. It'd be very interesting. I was moving during the Hercules versus Aladdin debate. Oh no, so you missed it. I found Pinocchio to be creepy and I found Alice in Wonderland confusing. Pinocchio to be creepy. I could definitely see that. Hunkyles come back. Oh, that's awesome. My favorite Disney song is Meg, Tell Them Please. It's true. Megan and I both like Mickey Mouse. That's about where the come on Lisa. That is so funny. When You Wish Upon a Star is Walt's favorite song. Okay, so awards and animation in both of these categories. So let's talk about awards real quick and then we'll head into the animation part. So far as awards in the Oscars category, Alice in Wonderland was nominated for an Oscar for Best Music Scoring of a Musical Picture. But Pinocchio did win 2 Oscars, one for Best Original Song, When You Wish Upon a Star, and one for Best Music Original Score. So in the awards category, or in the awards portion of this category, Pinocchio definitely wins. But I'm curious to hear about animation. I feel like Alice in Wonderland did have some pretty amazing animation and very creative and witty. So I think this one may have to go to Alice in my opinion for my vote, but curious to hear you guys'. What do you think about animations, Pinocchio versus Alice in Wonderland? Let me catch up on the chat. I like Jiminy Cricket though, so I think by that I prefer Pinocchio. That's fair, totally fair. Alice, because Disney started because of her. Ooh, good argument. Good argument. Alice animation. Alright, we're voting. So, Mickey's Magic going with Alice. Donna going with Alice. I mean, I think even I'm going with Alice on this one. Alice in Wonderland is a very pretty movie, very colorful, so animation Alice should win for that. I totally agree. I think Alice actually wins this one. Lasercat. Or at least should win. Pinocchio is awesome. So Mouse Talk is voting for Pinocchio. Pinocchio is so dark. Pinocchio is a very dark movie. That is very true. Both of these movies were really just weird. There are some portions of Pinocchio that I really enjoyed, but some of them I was like, I don't think I want my 4-year-old watching these boys on Pleasure Island. I don't know. I always just choose which movie is more pleasing to my eye. I love the colors and creativity in Alice, so that's my vote. Agreed, Holly. Completely agree. When it comes to creativity, I feel like Alice in Wonderland definitely takes this one. Dare to Disney going with Alice in Wonderland. Steve's World, sticking with Pinocchio, really? Love to hear your argument there. How is Pinocchio's animation better than Alice in Wonderland? Who else was Pinocchio? Oh, your partner channel. Pinocchio, because I think the animators at the time had a harder time doing all the dark scenes, and the animators did an excellent job. Interesting, our being to Disney. See, this is why I love talking about these things. I always learn something new from y'all. Pinocchio is a classic animation. Alice was the beginning evolution into modern, more experimental animation. And do keep in mind that they were 9 years apart. I believe Alice in Wonderland came out in 51. Well, they're 11 years apart. And Pinocchio came out in 1940. So, you know, there's that. Pinocchio, I mean, look at Monstro splashing out of the water. That's all hand-drawn. Great point. Great point, Timothy. Water, night, and rain all looked amazing at that time. It was not easy to do. Well, welcome in, Disney Time. Good to see you here. The animation in Alice, hands down. The Cheshire Cat was so well done, yes. Everything was hand-drawn, though. Pinocchio is better. Wow. I might have to redo a count here. I've lost track of how many people have said Pinocchio versus Alice in Wonderland. We're still talking about it. We're going to vote soon. We're just going to talk about it for a little bit longer because I don't know. I lost track of the counting. I don't think I understand the moral of Pinocchio. If you're supposed to be good and brave and that will make you a real boy, he doesn't deserve to be a real boy. He lets everyone down. At the end of the movie, he's brave and saves and helps his dad. So there's that. I kept count D. Pinocchio won. Trust me. Mouse talk. That's hilarious. Some really good points here on Pinocchio there. So with that in mind, those that came out to defend Pinocchio, let's go ahead and vote one last time here. This is it. Here, actually, I can put slashes in the chat myself, I guess. Welcome in, Touring the Galaxy. We are voting on who has the better animation, Alice in Wonderland or Pinocchio. Some really good arguments have been made so far. Pinocchio may let everyone down, but he keeps striving to do better. Alice does nothing. Yeah, that movie is interesting. Slashes in the chat would be great. But okay, so we have Randy going with Alice in Wonderland for better animation. We have Mickey's Magic going with Alice in Wonderland for better animation. We have Miguel Benitez going with Alice in Wonderland for better animations. 3-0. Let's get some more votes out there for Pinocchio and Alice again. So Awesome Epic Adventures going with Alice. Hollie going with Alice. Where did all the Pinocchio fans go? Weren't you all just here? Nora going with Alice. Wow, Miguel agreeing with me. Hilarious. Pinocchio, seriously, I think is visually more appealing to me. Interesting, Mouse Talk. It's like you're a Lone Ranger. You and Steve's World, I believe. Steve voted for Pinocchio there. RVing to Disney. There we go. Here are all the Pinocchio fans. Timothy. Then Home on the Range. That's awesome. Melissa going with Pinocchio. Disney Time going with Pinocchio. You guys, we have a straight up tie. 6 for Alice in Wonderland and 6 for Pinocchio. So Touring the Galaxy, if you're still here, you will have to be our tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure I already counted Steve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I did. I love the Lone Ranger. Yeah, I mean, whoever votes next, that is our tiebreaker. So I am pretty much expecting Walt to come in here with his other account at any time now. You can count my vote again. I don't know, there are some strong arguments for that Pinocchio one, but there are some strong arguments for Alice in Wonderland. I don't know. Did Lasercat vote? Maybe Lasercat could be the tiebreaker. We're gonna have to leave this one at a tie. 6 on 6. Let me go recount just to make sure I didn't miss anyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Do I see 7 for Alice? Do I see 7? I do. Alright, Alice in Wonderland takes this one. He completely undermines Geppetto and doesn't listen to Jiminy. Geppetto said, go to school and give the apple to your teacher. Jiminy will lead you to school. Can't even follow instructions. Yeah, but that's like the first, 7 minutes of the movie. There's so much more that happens. The moral of Pinocchio is not the good. The moral of Pinocchio is no matter how bad you are, you can still be good. Ooh, Disney time. That's good. I like that. Melissa voted for Pinocchio. Yes. I did count that. Alright. Looks like Alice in Wonderland stole this category. There you go. So we have Pinocchio winning the storyline, Pinocchio winning songs, and Alice in Wonderland winning awards in animation. So our last two categories are villains and supporting characters. We're going to talk about the villains of each of the movies now. Real quick, who is the villain in Pinocchio? Curious. Who knows it? And who is... We all know Queen of Hearts is the villain in Alice in Wonderland. It's going to be hard to beat Queen of Hearts. I need to hear your argument here, Megan, on Stromboli being the worst villain. Obviously, the Queen of Hearts. Oh, okay. So you think... Okay. Just making sure we were all on the same page there. Off with his head. He is horrible. All the colors in Alice in Wonderland is in a crayon box, but they had to create colors for Pinocchio. Bummer. Such a good argument, Arvine, to Disney. You might have swayed my vote if my vote counted. Stromboli is definitely creepier than Queen of Hearts. But who is the better villain? Will we be voting on which villain we like better or who is the most evil? We'll be voting for who is the most evil. Who is the most evil villain and better developed villain? Yeah, Stromboli is definitely very creepy. The Cheshire, I think it's called Cheshire. I think for a while I called it the Cheshire Cat. I don't know which way you're supposed to say it. But in the movie I think she says Cheshire. Anyways, can be taken as a villain. And so could Honest John be taken as a villain in Pinocchio. So, I mean, you can compare all four. The villain in Pinocchio is Honest John, getting in the cat and the Pleasure Island owner and Stromboli and months through because it has 3 different villains. You never get bored of one villain. Yeah, Disney time, that is interesting. That's why I asked who is the villain of Pinocchio. I think officially it's Stromboli, but there are many bad guys. Like when I was watching Pinocchio with Alex was like, look, it's another bad guy. Or, look, he's listening to that bad guy. Like, yeah, there were multiple bad guys in Pinocchio. So that was an interesting twist. Oh, here we go, Lasercat. Villains, many villains. It's actual cool because it's a metaphor for the bad people you encounter in life. I'll explain. Lasercat will come back with an explanation very soon here. Wait, most evil is subjective, and we all have different views on evil. It should be the better and more developed villain. Well, what makes it the better villain? Now I'm curious. Wouldn't the better villain be subjective as well? I think Stromboli is awesome. One of my favorite Italian foods. Oh, wait, sorry. That's awesome. Actually, Disney has officially said Monstrous the villain. Like the whale? Really? Pinocchio just had too much temptation to do bad. Lots of villains. Evil isn't subjective, but Megan's right. Don't we vote on what is the best villain as a character? Evil is totally subjective. Philosophy, man. But did we not say? Yeah, we always say who is the more evil one and better developed. But we're coming to a consensus of what we all think is the more evil one. But that's what I've said. I mean, we've been doing this for a while, y'all. Y'all just brought this up. How should I reword that question then? Anywho, let's continue reading some of this. After I read the book of Heartless, I love the Queen of Hearts. It's not canon or anything, but it made me appreciate Alice in Wonderland more. Good book. Interesting. Oh, now I'm hungry, says Donna. Okay. I vote on which villain I like better. By the way, how did we get to talking about food? Thanks to you, Mousetalk. Oh my gosh. I've always heard you saying better villain. Interesting. I don't know. Either way, which villain... So it's about... Isn't that subjective? Which villain do you like better as well? I guess I'm not seeing the difference. Either way, I guess I just want to know which villain is better developed, is what I usually say. Maybe I focus on that more. One time when I was in line for the Pinocchio ride with my dad, he said, next time I go to an Italian restaurant, I'm ordering stromboli. That's awesome. That's great. People swaying you to do bad things and bad people who will exploit you too. Oh, and the whale, but I used to think he wasn't so bad. You can still live in his stomach if you swallowed food. Yeah, so who is the better villain? Let's go with that question. Who is the better villain and more well-developed villain? I usually say their backstory too, but I don't think this has many backstories to it. I think both villains are bad, which in essence means they're good at their jobs. Employee of the month for sure. I think Pinocchio's villains are better. Yeah, Queen of Hearts is pretty terrible though. I don't know. I mean, she is she's constantly saying her way, not anyone else's way. Wants like everyone worshiping her at all times. Gets angry for a hot minute and someone has to lose their head every time she gets angry. It sounds terrible. The evil queen has a whole kingdom and infamous line. She is horrible and fabulous at the same time. Queen of Hearts, I think Disney could make a whole new movie about her. I'm going to say Pinocchio because those villains are sadly realistic. Kidnappings and child grooming and child labor. Very dark for a Disney movie. Very true, Lasercat. She is just as selfish as Gaston and her head basically explodes. Yeah, but Gaston isn't killing anyone. I see her as the good queen. Why do you insist she's evil, Megan? I don't know. I'm interested to see how you're all going to vote on this one. I like the thought there regarding Pinocchio, being that there is a lot of villains and it's more realistic than Queen of Hearts. Mouse Talk. Seriously, this category is hard. Both villains are underdeveloped. Neither one explain why they are how they are. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely very, very difficult. The Queen of Hearts decapitates people who don't agree with her. Seems a bit seems a bit harsh to me. I'm on Donna's side there, yeah. That's hilarious. It's true though. Gaston isn't killing anybody. Gaston's second song, Kill the Beast. No, but like Gaston is like out of jealousy and, you know, out of wanting Belle and wanting his way, I guess, but he just wants to kill the beast and he doesn't even do it. Where the Queen of Hearts is just constantly killing people who don't agree with her. So I think there's a different level of villain there. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. This is a hard one. The Queen of Hearts is just sassy and horrible and a giant baby. She is wonderful. Why is Meg filled with like contradictions here? Queen of Hearts is just sassy, horrible, and a giant baby. She is wonderful. It's probably sarcasm. Queen of Hearts, chopping heads off really isn't that bad. Melissa chops off my head every time she gets mad at me, and I'm able to bounce back. That's awesome. Walt, did you deserve it? I usually choose who I think is more evil, but in this case, I feel like I will probably go with Stromboli because he is so much more realistic. That's interesting. I'm gonna have a hard time with this one. I think I usually go with who I think is more evil as well, which I definitely think Queen of Hearts wins this one, but I like Lasercat's take on the more realistic villains. Miguel, it is, however, if we can explain what is evil or unsettling, then it's not that subjective if we can explain our options. Oh, we're getting into some stuff here. Okay. Off with your head, Walt. Let's go ahead and vote. Who is the better villain? I think that's how we're wording it now. Who is the better villain, better developed, hashtag more evil villain, Queen of Hearts, or the Pinocchio villains, or Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland villain? Go ahead and vote. Queen of Hearts. Pinocchio, for this one, the creepy villains will stay with me, and that Pleasure Island guy was so scary. It's true, it's true. Okay. Queen of Hearts. Donna. Queen of Hearts, RVing to Disney. Queen of Hearts. Dare to Disney. Pinocchio, Disney time. Pinocchio villains collectively, Steve's World. I meant Queen of Hearts. Oh, you put Evil Queen. Oh, that's funny. I was wondering where that came from. Nora going with Pinocchio. Steve, we aren't agreeing tonight. Hollie going with Pinocchio. Laser Cat. Did I count your vote yet? I don't think so. I started with Donna. So Laser Cat, Pinocchio. We are 5-4. Pinocchio is winning. Miguel hasn't voted yet. Walt hasn't voted yet. Melissa and Walt haven't voted yet. So you have a few votes to sway still. Count me, D. Did I count you? Maybe I didn't. I'm pretty sure I did. Let's see. Yeah, maybe Queen of Hearts for Miguel. 5 on 5. Let me just recount, make sure I got that right. So Donna, RVing to Disney, Dare to Disney. And Miguel. Oh, I did count you, Megan. And then Disney time, Steve's World. Wait, Megan, you did vote for Queen of Hearts finally? Because if you voted for Queen of Hearts, then I think she wins. Oh, Awesome Epic Adventures just voted for Queen of Hearts. No way! Is she gonna win? Get out of here. Now I have to recount. I've lost count. If someone can recount for me, that'd be great. Starting at Donna, we have Queen of Hearts, 1 point. RVing to Disney, Queen of Hearts, 2 points. Dare to Disney, Queen of Hearts, 3 points. Disney time, Pinocchio, Steve, Pinocchio. Randy, Queen of Hearts. Nora, Pinocchio. Hollie, Pinocchio. Laser Cat, Pinocchio. I didn't count Meg. Okay, so Megan, Pinocchio. Did Melissa and Walt come in? Walt, Pinocchio. 6-5, Pinocchio. Pinocchio. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I think Pinocchio wins. Yep. Pinocchio wins. It's been fun. Gotta head out. Alice for the win. Thanks for all your commentary. Awesome Epic Adventures. Really appreciate it. Alright, Pinocchio won this category, you guys. I'm shocked. Definitely thought Queen of Hearts would have easily won this one. But looks like Pinocchio won in the end. Nice. Alright, last category, supporting characters. Let's go through this really quick, and then we can declare our winner for the evening, which we kind of already can. Supporting characters for each of the movies. I know! Megan and Donna. I don't know how Queen of Hearts didn't win. I was going for that one there, but I don't know what happened. Oh my gosh. People had some really good thoughts here. If the Mad Hatter doesn't win, I can't play this game anymore. But how are you gonna go like Mad Hatter against Jiminy Cricket here? Like Jiminy Cricket is an iconic character. That's a hard one. I can't play this game anymore. So funny. Jiminy Cricket might drop Call It Pinocchio. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love Jiminy. So you have a few more Alice in Wonderland characters. Let's give Alice a chance here. You have White Rabbit. You have the Mad Hatter and the Hare. You know, that whole tea party, unbirthday thing. Alice in Wonderland has a grocery list of supporting characters. Very true, or being to Disney. So many supporting characters in Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, I mean, you have Tweedledee, Tweedledum, Dodo, I believe. And then that caterpillar, I don't know what that dude was. I don't know if he had a name in the movie. Maybe you guys know the name, but I think you know what scene I'm talking about. It was a very weird one. I mean, they were all weird, but that one was especially weird. He was like smoking out letters. It was odd. Anyways. Walt's late for a head chopping from Melissa. Let your conscience be your guide and vote Pinocchio. Love it. Pinocchio, once again, multiple supporting characters, never going to get bored with one because you're always switching between them. So in Pinocchio you have, we can name a few of the characters aside from Jiminy. You got Geppetto, the Blue Fairy. Exactly, Walt, yeah. So, I don't know, I do think as a whole, Alice in Wonderland has more supporting characters. And that movie is kind of made up of all of its supporting characters. Like, it wouldn't be much without all the weird characters in it. So I do think it's probably a bigger deal than we realize. Yeah, Steve's World. You know what? Supporting characters goes to Alice. So many of them. It really does have a lot. It's hard to even count the amount of supporting characters in that movie. Where at least the characters in Pinocchio are just play a bigger role, and it's almost hard to put like Jiminy as like a supporting character because he's definitely like up there as a main character in Pinocchio. So I don't know. Also, Pinocchio should win because it's old enough for Captain America to have seen it. That's awesome. Did they throw Pinocchio an unbirthday party? Oh man. Jiminy is my favorite. He is. Hollie, I like that line of thinking there. Cat versus cat of each film. Monstro. Yes, Mouse Talk. I love your caps there. Don't forget Gideon and Foul Fellow. Oh my goodness. Where are Corey and Haley when I need them? Megan, I know. I was hoping that they'd be here to defend their Alice in Wonderland, but they weren't here. Okay. Alice in Wonderland and Pinocchio both are on a journey and meet people along the way. Yeah, but the people in Alice feel like, to me, like they're more important. Like they're much more important supporting characters to the movie. Like every part of the movie has a new supporting character introduced to them. I don't know. My movies lose every week, I swear. Megan, are you serious? Oh my gosh. One of these days. Okay. I pick Pinocchio because quality over quantity. But there are some quality characters in Alice in Wonderland. I wouldn't say that these aren't quality. Like, I would say the White Rabbit, the Mad Hatter, and the Hare. Tweedledee, Tweedledum, like, I don't know, these are some good characters. Let's see. Alice is my vote. There you go. See, you still have Donna. Donna's here for you. Pinocchio, but it's all evil characters if that counts as supporting. Exactly. I don't think I'm supporting all the evil characters in Pinocchio. I put all those characters in the villain category. Like, I don't think you get to use them again, which is why I only mentioned Jiminy Cricket, the Blue Fairy, and Geppetto, and you can put Figaro and Cleo if you want in there, but those are the main like supporting characters for that film. The fish that the whale eats should count as supporting characters because that's where his dad reunites with Pinocchio. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's true. Miguel has one worded defense here. Jiminy. I'm really trying to give Alice a chance here, you guys. All right, let's vote. This is it. Alice in Wonderland or Pinocchio for characters. Did you know that in Captain America, there's a line where someone says, play the cartoon in a theater, and at the start of Captain America, it says the movie takes place in 1942, and Bambi came out in 1942. Wow, that's awesome. I did not know that. Oh, and the cat, for some reason, became Minnie Mouse's cat. Yeah, Laser Cat. Alex noticed that. Just kind of funny. Okay. RVing to Disney. Going with Pinocchio. 1. Disney time. Going with Pinocchio. Steve's World. Going with Alice. Megan. Rest in peace, Alice. 2 to 2. We still got it. Donna. Going with Alice. 3. 2 for Pinocchio. Dare to Disney and Randy going with Alice. That's 5 to 4. Don't give up, Meg. Look, it's 5 to 4. Now we'll never know. Am I still here? Oh no. I'm still here. Pinocchio, AJC Magic TV going 5. Hey, welcome in, AJC Magic TV. I didn't see you in. Laser Cat, Pinocchio, if you didn't already see my vote. I did see your vote. Donna, I have to start rooting for the other movies so my movies can really win. Oh, that's hilarious. Pinocchio from Mouse Talk. Oh, and Hollie puts it over. Pinocchio is winning by like 1 point here. Oh, no worries, Amy. We are about to wrap it up here. Honestly, Meg, if some of these votes were so close, like if Corey and Haley would have been here, Alice in Wonderland probably would have had more of a chance. So sorry for the Alice in Wonderland fans. Pinocchio definitely won this evening. Even in the villains category, which is surprising to me. But there you have it. The only category that Alice in Wonderland was able to get from Pinocchio was awards and animation. So thank you guys so much for coming out here. We really appreciate you guys being here. Hi, this is Haley and Corey on Meg's account, and we vote for Alice. That is so hilarious. We really appreciate y'all. Next week, we're going to be doing Lady and the Tramp versus Fox and the Hound. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys for coming. We hope you have a great and a magical week. Check out Hollie. She is our Jeopardy prize sponsor for the month. And she will be coming out with some great Disney content really soon. So go check out Hollie's channel, subscribe, because you're going to want to get the notifications when she puts out her awesome Disney content. Can't wait for it. All right, you guys, have a great week. Tomorrow, Meg will be going live, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go check out Meg, Mickey's Magic. She has some awesome live streams. All right, you guys, have a magical night. And remember, life is a prize. Live every minute. Bye, guys.